salvation wouldn't exist. Christ wouldn't exist. We wouldn't exist. The ability to be able to be saved and to experience love at its purest form would not be possible without the love of God. We look at John 1:3. It says, through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. So in other words, let me read that again. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that was made. This means that God is love. He is the source of all things created and living. So without him, nothing would be made. My God. So here are a couple of pillars of this love, right? One would be faith. Okay, well, let's start. No, Jesus is the source, right? Because we just said that through him all things were made. So he's number one. The second pillar of this source of love would be faith. Hebrews 11:6 says, without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone that comes to him must believe that he exists and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So these are the pillars of love: Jesus, faith. And then if we look at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8, it really reveals what this love of God is, what true love really looks like. OK, it says that love is patient, right? Love is kind. It does not become impatient, and it is kind. OK, this is how we know we walk in love, or we allow the love of God to be manifested and revealed through us. OK, it does not envy. My God, it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others, even if they've done something to dishonor us. OK, it is not self-seeking. It doesn't only show up when there's something in the deal for us or the person or for others. In other words, it's not when we think we're going to get something out of the deal. OK, it is not easily angered. OK, not easily moved. OK, it keeps no records of wrongs, not meaning that we don't forget someone's wrongdoings, because Christ has forgiven us. So we ought to forgive those just as Christ has forgiven us. Not that we forget, but we don't keep any record of it. We don't throw that up in a person's face every time we see them. No, we truly forgive. Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices with truth. It always protects, looks out for the well-beings of others, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. Love never fails. This means that love, just love. It's not based on if a person meets our expectations or our standard. It just loves regardless. Now, this is the love of the Father, that while we were yet in our sin, Christ died for us. Remember, if we're going to live this life that God intends for us to live, it means that we got to love like Christ. Let's yield to his love so that others around us may experience the love of God. God bless you.